Hello, we're now going to look at doing part 4 of the NC Studio to Mach3 conversion project. What we're going to do right now is, you can see here, we've got the machine, we're setting it up. Now, what we're going to do just to start, we're going to show you here how we went to the diagnostics. Hopefully you can see this. So we're going to go to the diagnostic screen. And if you remember on part 3, when we press the e-stop on the machine, it actually just done a limit switch triggering, which is the way NC Studio do it, which we wouldn't recommend pressing. Now, what I'll do is I will actually just press that now, just so you can see it. Here you can see that it's the home and limit switch are the same, but you can see it's triggered. But you'll also see that we've done reset, but we can now reset the machine without actually taking the e-stop off, which is not really a good idea. So what we'll do is we'll undo that. And what we'll do is, on the control box, you can see on the screen there, we've actually got a e-stop, which has got approximately a 2-meter lead from the main box itself. And you can keep that handy. And if you press that button, which we'll do now, you can see here that it's not triggered any limits, but it's actually got the emergency is flashing. And if we try and press reset now, it won't allow you to do anything for safety reasons. So what you have to do, obviously, is now take the e-stop off. And now you've said the machine is in the safe mode, and you can press reset. It's asking for soft limits because we've turned them off for testing, because we want to go through that on another version, another part number. Okay, so what we've got now is we're now going to go back to the program run screen. And you can see here what we've done is, you can see the machine itself is central to the unit. And what we're going to do now is test and make sure that the machine is moving in the right direction. Okay, so we've zeroed out the X, Y, and Z axis. And what we're going to do now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to press the tab key on the keyboard. Now this brings out a screen here, which allows you to look at the slow jog rate, is what we're interested in. But you can control the axis with these buttons if you want to in the future. But what we're going to do is we're going to slow the machine down to quite a low level. The machine runs quite fast, actually, so we'll just do it down to, it doesn't really matter, but we want quite a low number. We're going to go down to 3% here. And then we're just going to take this away. We could control it with these buttons, but we just prefer to use a keyboard. So what we'll do is I'll just show you. If we've done Z plus, you can see that Z moved up at a slow speed. So we're going to press tab again to take this away. Now what we're really looking for is, we've got 4 cursor keys, and the left and right is for the X, and the forward and back is for the Y. So what we want to do is, on the X, when we press the X on the left hand side, the tab on the cursor button on the left hand side, you should see the DRO going negative. And you can see it is. Now we're moving very slowly, and the recommendation is for this is basically that you've got a conversion of a machine, so we just want to be cautious. We will reset everything back to normal so the machine is running right. And of course we'll now press the right cursor key, and it should start moving in the positive direction. So we now know that the X-axis is already set up. Now we will show on the next one how to change it if it's moving in the wrong direction. We will now press the up arrow key, which is basically going to tell it to go up. So you can see it's starting to go positive. So it's moving away from you, which is positive. And then we press it the cursor key coming towards us, which is, and you can see now that's going. So these axes are set up correctly, which we expect it to be honest. But we are going to show you if anything is wrong, how within a minute you can actually sort out the direction and also then look at homing the machine, etc. Now for the Z-axis, we do page down, brings it down, and we would expect the Z-axis to go negative, which it is. And then page up, you can see now we're going in a positive mode. So we now know that the X, Y, and Z axis are all moving. So we'll just press the tab key. We'll move this back up to, it was set at 10%. You need to set this to a comfortable number, and we'll show you just very quickly how this works. It was set to 10%, so I'll leave it at 10% for this. We'll press the tab key to get rid of it. Now, if we move the Y-axis, you can see it's moving a lot faster. I think we would go more likely for 20 to 30%, but you can just, whatever you're comfortable. You also, if you press the shift key and the arrow key, the machine will work at the maximum speed. So hopefully that's shown you here. So that's what we've covered here, is we do have a genuine reset, which will actually not allow you to move the machine even if you put until you release the button. And we've gone in now, we've actually checked that the axes are all moving in the right direction. Okay, so what we'll do next is we'll go through on the next version here. We'll actually go on how we reverse the motors and how we make them move in the opposite direction if they're moving in the wrong way. Again, we are just trying to keep this short and brief, and I hope that is advantageous to everyone, where once you've done this, for example, when you're doing probing, you might want to watch the probing or the semi-automatic tool change. You might want to watch that multiple times, and you don't want to be searching through a half-an-hour video to find it. Hope this has been useful, but we're now going to hopefully close down for this, and thank you very much.